initiated, you should already know what this is. And for those of you that aren't, just chill. See, we're going to get down to the other stuff here in a second. But what I'm always trying to get everybody to understand is everything is vibration. So, before we do anything else, just vibe. I've been calling you, but you don't pick it up. I'm so sick of it, still I can't stop. I've been calling you about your kids and guys. Your selfish bird telling me to stay. I've run out of patience, but you don't give a damn about the things I do. I'm so sick of the ways I act. So I take a leap of faith, hoping you will still behave. 'Cause I will be here waiting. Make sure y'all hit the like button as you come in the door. And in doing so, understand, this is not about ego. No. This is about algorithm. This just helps us expand the platform. That way, if you're not trying to hear what I'm trying to say, at least we can get out to the next motherfucker who is. Just vibe. Beats by ViBrAtIONaL music. Let's zone out. We're tuned to Ken. What it was. About the things I do. I'm so sick of the ways I am. So I take a leap of faith, hoping you will still behave. 'Cause I will be here waiting. So, we're gonna take just a few minutes to let a few more people trickle in. And then we gonna get down to the nitty gritty. Let's see. It's Monday. Or MoOnDaY. The moon is at 29 degrees of Gemini. So, we're going to touch on the transits and elaborate on the aspects that might be affecting you. But then after that, we're going to open the floor up for discussion. So whatever you want to talk about, we can talk about it. But until then, this is one of those anoretic astrology sessions because the sun is at 29 degrees of Libra. The moon is at 29 degrees of Gemini. No. Before we even go there. If you haven't smiled yet today, now would be the perfect time to do so. And if you can't find a smile for yourself, please allow me to be the smile on your face. Because at the end of the day, all I am is the smile on your face. All I am is the motherfucking vibe. Let that Gemini moon talk to you. Yeah. Hit the like button if you haven't hit the like button yet. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed.
Felicity, you like this?
Fine. Marie, what's up? Everything is vibration. Verbal vibrations, what's cracking, cuz? Let this vibe hit you right here. Vibe. Let that Gemini moon talk to your motherfucking soul. I'm vibing, baby. It's the last day of Libra season. Let's beautify your experience. Yeah, I know it. Now, before we go any further, for those of you that aren't acquainted, this is priceless knowledge of self. We are the Vibe Tribe. There are thousands of us all over the world. So that means we're not thirsty for subscribers. We're not hungry for attention. No. We're here to raise this vibration with knowledge and information. That means we're going to talk about astrology and numerology and all types of stuff that help you understand yourself and energy better and thus raise your vibration. So if it ain't for you, swipe up, bitch. Because if you come in on some troll shit or some fuck shit, either myself or one of my constituents, meaning my moderators, are going to ban you immediately. I'm talking about exile you expeditiously. And it's not out of hate. No, that's what you're doing. No, this is out of love. As I just stated, we have a vibration to maintain. And it ain't gonna be for everybody. Alright? So when you come in on some fuck shit, you separate yourself from that. So you'll be able to observe. You just won't be able to participate. Nor should you be. You dig? You excluded yourself. Now let's vibe just a little bit more. We're gonna get into the astrology in just a second. The knowledge comes naturally. But the vibe is the most important part. And while I'm speaking on the vibe, shout out to Beats by Bless Zone Out Music. That's my bro. Alright? Because he created this vibe specifically for today. So let's vibe. Perfect. Ooh, it cut off. Ooh, it went that hard. Hold up, I gotta fix my speaker, y'all. My speaker is busted.
Power on.
Bluetooth pairing.
That bitch went too hard.
Bluetooth connected.
That bass was hitting too hard, Beats. Let's go one more time. Beats. 5.
Perfect.
Oh. Beats. Is it too perfect? That's the question. Let's do it one more time. 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 That bass line hitting too hard.
Power on.
See, look.
Bluetooth
It's
pairing.
killing the speaker.
Bluetooth connected.
5.
Perfect.
I was alright. I would stop teasing you. I would stop teasing you. I would stop teasing you. I don't know why that bitch is tripping like that. One more time. 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 One more time.
Power on.
Look, watch.
Bluetooth pairing. Bluetooth connected.
One more time. There it goes.
Perfect.
Beats, what you done did to this motherfucker, man? Is the bass line that hard in that bitch? Yeah, it's too much fire. It ain't never done that before, and I ain't even upset about it. I ain't even gonna be mad about this shit. Cause it'll play in the middle. Here, let's see what happens if we start here and turn it up. That bitch was epic too, bro. That bitch is too perfect. I'm not gonna play with you no more. In here fucking my speaker up. Got me looking crazy in the middle of the motherfucking live session. Let's do this one more time. If you don't do it right this time, I'm knocking everything over. I can't even hit the button right now. Oh, there it is.
Power on. Bluetooth pairing. Bluetooth connected.
Now let's see what happens when we start low and take it high. That's as loud as it can go, Beats. Watch how it kicks in there when it goes perfect.
Perfect.
Oh, that is perfect. Make sure y'all hit the like button as you come in the door. Shout out to Beats by Bless Zone App Music. We finally got this right. Hit the motherfucking like button. I need y'all to make sure y'all hit that super sticker, that super thanks, and that super chat today. We about $33 away from the quota. So we gotta have to hit that. It's the least we can do. That bitch is hitting, bro. Fire. Riti. What's up with it? It's the motherfucking last day of bald head ass Libra season. Tegan Star. tuned in with the right one.
Fuck with me, fellas.
Yeah, it's about that time for you to open up your ear and let me crawl into your mind. Yes, I make music, but I am not a musician. I am an astrologer, a numerologist, a mystic. Sometimes I'm just a little bit narcissistic. I ain't gonna lie to you, because I'm an honest person and I'm accountable. You have to excuse my Venus in Leo, it's in the 10th house. My moon is in the 5th house. So I got that sauce. Yeah. Everything is vibration. The knowledge comes naturally. We already tapped in. When we get into that, you're gonna see. But the vibe. The vibe is the most important part, as I said before. Maybe it's because I'm a Pisces moon. But that vibe.
Your tracks today.
Getting by with you, what's cracking? We got a Leo in the house. Shout out to Brazil. Brazil. I already told you we all over the world. Are we gonna jam one more after this? And I don't know what's gonna jam. I don't know what's gonna come on. I got it on shuffle, we'll see. The moon is in Gemini, it can get chaotic. Let's see where it takes us. What's up, Decoded Minds? You said, what can I tell you? What do you want to know? That's the question. I can tell you a lot. But you got to be careful. Some motherfuckers just be talking. And I'm not one to do that. So I want to make sure it's relevant. So what exactly is it that you want to know? Before we get started, I need everybody, when they get the chance, to go check out Blue Aliens. That's www.blu3aliens.com. As a matter of fact, the link is pinned right there in the chat. You can click on the link. They got some awesome astrology shirts. They got crystals. They got THCA gummies that'll get your mind right, but also keep you perfectly legal in most places. They got some fungi. And if you put in promo code PrIcElEs, yeah, PrIcElEs, you'll get 15% off of any order over $15. So go support the Witcher on these hoes. Yeah. Shout out to the Witcher on these hoes. And it's not the Witcher. It's the Witcher on these hoes. That's who runs that site. You gotta say the whole thing like a pimp named Slickback. That's the Witcher on these hoes. So shout out to my peoples, the Witcher on these hoes. Now, if you're on Facebook or you have a Facebook profile, go join STAR. That's the Society of Tarot and Astrology Readers. And let me warn you, that is a shit posting group. We will get dead on your ass, so you better check your feelings at the door or don't even come in. But we also build each other up. We also teach each other. It's an amazing community, but we will clown your funky ass. And if you come in on some bullshit, you're gonna have to hold yourself accountable, or we will. And let me also say, that's not a safe space for a man. STAR isn't. But you have to ask yourself, has the world ever been a safe space for a woman? Absolutely not. So they're not gonna cater to your male ego. Plus, in STAR, there can only be one king, and I am him. And there's actually two of me. So we can't even take any more than that. All right. And make sure y'all go join my personal group, Priceless Knowledge of Self, which is a more educational experience. But even in STAR, there are several subgroups of STAR on Facebook. Once you check out the Society of Tarot and Astrology Readers, there's Snack, which is a more culinary experience. There's Raising Stars for the people that are parents. There's Spiritual Starlings. There's Stone Starlets. Both of those speak for themselves. There's the Seeking Sage, which is a gaming community. And they get into anime and comics and things like that, but there's the Seeking Sage. We actually have our own Discord on Discord. Go check out the Discord. You dig? That's STAR on Discord, the Society of Tarot and Astrology Readers. There's the Academy, or the Tarot and Astrology Academy by STAR on Facebook, which is a more purely educational experience. Go follow my personal business page, Priceless Knowledge of Self. Go check out Tigger's World. That's my bro. He's one of our Vibe Tribe members. He's here on YouTube. Go check out Anchoring Divinity. That's my apprentice. And congratulations, once again, to Love 12, or Anchoring Divinity, because she just got pregnant. So she was supposed to be doing content, but I don't know what she's gonna have to do because we don't know what them hormones gonna be doing. But shout out to Love 12. Shout out to Maria, the Holistic Mystic. Go subscribe to her channel here on YouTube. She's an awesome astrologer, she's an awesome tarotist, and she really helps people get into holistic living. So go check that out. All right. Go check out Jupiter's Creations. That's Mars. Mars does music divination amongst other things. She could also design decks specifically for you. For those of y'all that like that. Go check out Matangi Metaphysical. That's Sholani. She does oils and she also does energy work, if she feels inclined to do so for you. So go check that out. Go check out Moon-Eyed Minds. She does Reiki. Go check it out. All right. And let me remind you once again before we get started. This is Priceless Knowledge of Self. We are the Vibe Tribe. There are thousands of us all over the world. So we're not thirsty for subscribers. We're not hungry for your attention. No. We're here to raise the vibration with knowledge and information, and it isn't going to be for everybody. If it isn't for you, swipe up, bitch. Recurse. If you come in on some troll shit or some fuck shit, either myself or my constituents, meaning my moderators, are gonna ban you immediately. I'm talking about exile you expeditiously. And it has nothing to do with hate. No, this is about love. You understand? We're trying to keep the vibration right. So if you ain't on that type of shit, you're excluding yourself. So you'll be able to observe, you just won't be able to participate, nor should you be, because you excluded your motherfucking self. And it don't cost nothing to keep it player. I need you to understand that. Nathan. So maybe you should think about doing such. Sorry, I just spilled my coffee. It's one of them days, huh? Hit the like button if you haven't hit the like button yet. We're about $33 away from our quota for the month on YouTube. So we need them super stickers, them super thanks, and them super chats, all right? But also understand YouTube takes half of whatever you put. So in order for us to get the $33, we would probably have to get to $65 or $70 total. And we got a few days to do it, but we need to make sure we're helping each other out in that regards, because I need that. All right. If you haven't smiled yet, I need you to smile right motherfucking now. Just smile, laugh. I don't give a fuck how fucked the situation is. I've been through it all. And I'm still laughing and smiling. You dig? I found my mama dead at 13 years old. My daddy was a dope fiend and sexually inappropriate, to say the least, if not abusive in certain ways. I sold drugs. I was in the streets. I was gangbanging. I spent almost a whole decade in the penitentiary. Changed my whole life. So I'm telling you, if I can smile, you can smile. If I can smile, you can smile. Nriti, you said, do I believe that we chose our lives? Yes, in a certain way. Like when you say a soul contract. I think that there's a good possibility that's true. But I don't really believe anything. I'm one of those people. Maybe it's because I have Saturn in my second house in Sagittarius, but I'm not able to align myself with any specific belief system, if we're going to be honest. So I'm not quite sure what I believe, but I do think there is reason to consider that. I think that would be the more appropriate term to use, is I do believe that it is worth considering. But I'm not sure what I believe. And I don't think I believe anything as far as in concrete terms, because I want to know. And I have a fear of the unknown. I have a fear of the unknown that makes me want to know everything. And I think that has to do with me having Mercury square to Pluto. But I'm not sure what I believe. I will say this. If there is anything that is close to what I believe spiritually, I think it would be the law of one. So there's a series of videos here on YouTube. There's also a channel reading in a books. There's several books you could get on it. But if you want to know the gist of it, there's a series of videos here on YouTube by a guy named Aaron Abke called The Law of One. And what he's speaking on is a channeled work to where some people in the late 60s or early 70s ended up tapping in when they were channeling and doing energy work into something. And it told them a whole bunch of stuff. And the only reason that I think that is close to what I believe is because when I heard it, it wasn't like this epiphany. I didn't have this tremendous epiphany. No, it was like a confirmation. It was like when I heard it, it's like, damn, I already knew that. And that was profoundly life-changing in its own right. It was something inside of me. I don't know if it was demonic. I don't know.
Perfect.
Like I said, if there's something that's close to what I believe, that I think that is similar. But I'm not sure if I believe anything in concrete terms. I would much rather know. And there's so much that I don't know and so much that I question that it's very hard for me to believe in anything. But yes, it's called The Law of One. It's a series, and watch it in order. But it's basically a channel work where these, like I said, these people channeled into something. It could have been demonic. It could have been something that was divine. It could have been something that was alien. Who knows? All they can know is what it told them. But when you hear a channel work like that, and it tells people something specifically, and you hear it, and it actually makes perfect sense, and it goes along with both spirituality and science in its own way. When it takes away from no religion, which is something that I myself try not to do. So it brings into the consideration of Judaism, Buddhism, Hinduism, Christianity, Islam. It speaks of a certain validity to all of it. And so it's just something that actually just made sense. And that's what that's what I'm looking for ultimately. I'm looking for something that makes sense to me, because ultimately that's what that spiritual journey is about, is making sense of this life, making sense of why you're here, making sense of why you're experiencing the things you're experiencing, why you feel the way you feel. And so making sense of it all, that's what we get to astrology for. That's why I say you don't believe in astrology, you believe with astrology. It's a tool of helping you understand, and that's why I place so much emphasis on this. You understand what I'm saying? And so for this helps me make sense of things. So I use astrology and numerology as this tool to help me make sense of energy and what's going on in the world. Because I can look and see, oh no, this is real. I can show you how this is played out specifically for me in my life. I can show you how transits specifically play out for people. And so when that stuff happens and you get this opportunity to hear something and it's spiritually confirming, that becomes something that's very powerful. Did it? So yeah, I hope that makes sense. Are you ready to talk about what's going on cosmically? Because we can have all types of conversations today. It's Monday. More than anything else, I'm going to go through what's going on astrologically, tell you what's going on as far as an energetic forecast. But ultimately, we can discuss whatever y'all want to discuss. And so that's why I wasn't feeling any type of way about going into that. And so we can talk about whatever the fuck y'all want to talk about. The moon is at 29 degrees of Gemini, which we'll speak on specifically here in a second. So there's not a better time for you to have those type of conversations, whatever you want to talk about. Hit the like button if you haven't hit the like button yet. And so, as we speak, the sun is sitting at 29 degrees of Libra. So we're in this energetic energy, period. Now, when I say energetic, that lets y'all know we're at that last degree of each sign, that energetic degree. That's the full force of that energy. And so it's a lot. So this is the full force of Libra energy. You understand? And so when it comes into Libra energy, which we're coming out of Libra energy tomorrow, actually, it's going to get a lot more intense as we shift into Scorpio season. But as this comes into Libra, or we consider this Libra energy, this is where we start to consider other people more than we normally would. And that can be a good thing and a bad thing. The thing you have to do is balance it out. You have to balance your needs with the needs of the people you're involved with personally. You can be thinking too much and be indecisive, or you can take a step back and look at things objectively and take action, which Libra is a cardinal sign, so this can help you do so. People are fake, petty, superficial, as Edo Lamb is speaking on. I'm just trying to tell you, this shit gets political, shit gets petty, and I'll also say, this is where you can get so caught up in the next person that you lose sight of what you need to be doing for you. The sun falls in Libra, and this is the full force of this energy today. Today is going to be one of them messy ass days, man. And we're in a 3 vibration too. And a 3 can be very messy numerologically. We'll talk a little bit more about it in a minute, but the 3 is probably the messiest one. It's the funnest one. It's the most interesting, but that shit is also messy as fuck. Superficial, disorganized, messy, full of hyperbole, egocentricism, all of that bullshit that can come with the number 3. And so today is one of them days, especially right now. The moon's going to shift into Cancer, and people are going to be more emotional, and people are already emotionally reactive because of Mars being in Cancer. But right now, what we ultimately see is with the sun at 29 degrees of Libra, square to Pluto at 29 degrees of Capricorn, more anaretic energy. This is where people are being fucked up petty. Like even my lady, I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't trying to tell her business because she might be watching. I ain't trying to get in trouble. But even my lady, she said her boss called her into the office, right? She said, my boss called me into the office, and she said there's a lot of people that were leaving, and what do I need? What does she need to do to keep me? And she asked me why people left. Why does she think those people that were having such a high turnover rate at her job, at the doctor's office she works at? And she said, I told her, it's because of that bitch Gina. She said, I told her, it's because of that bitch Gina, and nobody wants to work with her. Nobody fucking likes her, and nobody wants to work with her. And I'm about to quit. I told her, I've already been looking for another job. And I said, well, you've been looking for another job? You better not leave that job. And she said, I haven't really been looking for no other fucking job, but I'm tired of this bitch. I told her I was going to come for her job, and I'm coming for that bitch's job. And she has Venus in Scorpio too, so she be on some extra shit. But she's a Capricorn herself. But she said, she gave me the opportunity to speak up on it, and I told that bitch a long time ago that I was coming for her job, and I ain't forgot. And I said, what? I said, man, you up there being messy as fuck. She said, I'm not being messy. I told that bitch I was going to come for her job. And this is what I'm doing. I'm coming for her fucking job. And I said, man, you on some extra shit. And that's that Libra Capricorn energy. That shit is political. It's messy. It's about manipulation and control. That square, and it being Sun and Pluto too. Oh man, this is where people smiling and they playing games in the background. They're trying to assert control over a situation, or to come into power. But yeah, motherfuckers gonna be petty. This is what we got going on. People petty.
JP Productions.
And so that's also like power moves. When it's Libra and Capricorn, it's like just power moves going on. Or what I would call power plays. This is the type of shit going on. And it's gonna help some people, but it's gonna be fucked up. I don't want you to get it twisted. That shit gonna be fucked up. You know, there's gonna be some potential conflicts. A square always represents some type of conflict. Alright? Sometimes it's a conflict of interest. Sometimes it's a clash of wills. That's when it's more fixed. Sometimes it's a straight up battle. Sometimes it's a direct confrontation. But when you see this, Sun square to Pluto, and it being Libra and Capricorn, this is going to be one of those potent days that's filled with power struggles. But it can also lead to some empowerment in certain situations. You know? But it can be hard. It's a square. But there's definitely going to be some issues today. And it will be in this energy for a couple of days, but today is where it's the most powerful, where it's sitting there direct like that. What's up, Anthony? Now, smile right fucking now. What's up, Timmy? Now, back to what I was saying. Let's look at the moon. Because the moon is now at 29 degrees of Gemini. And so that means within the next 2 hours, the moon is going to shift into Cancer and we'll be here. And that's a problem in itself. But let's just say people right now are going to be switching up. They're going to be very moody for the next couple of days. But right now, it's like people be feeling some type of way, but then that should be gone by the time they even understand what's going on. This is the Gemini effect on this. So it feels like people are acting crazy or it feels like people are just like switching up real quick. And it's almost like, motherfucker, are you all right? But it's more or less when this moon hits 29 degrees of Gemini and it's not void of course. And usually when we're getting to those last few degrees of a sign, the moon ends up being void of course. But no, the moon is trine to the sun. And so it's not void of course. And so, shit crazy. When you see the moon trine to the sun, with this being air, and this being the 29th degree of a trine, and this being Libra and Gemini, this is a whole bunch of lying. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's sociable, but it's a whole bunch of bloviation. Motherfuckers just talking, just saying shit just to say shit, telling you what the fuck you want to hear. Yeah. But see, I'm game tight. You can't tell me anything. And people gonna be paying attention. This is what's crazy, because Mercury is in Scorpio. But yeah, it's gonna be very sociable, but when shit is really sociable, you know how that shit is. It's messy, it's political. It's a little chaotic, because we're human beings. Yeah, it can be fun, it can be interesting, it can be sexy. This is Libra and Gemini. It's definitely sociable. But what this also is gonna be is messy as fucking dishonest. Whole bunch of just talking. But Mercury is in Scorpio, so people are listening. So when you just bloviating and talking out the side of your motherfucking neck, people are listening and they might be fact checking you. Matter of fact, they might not even need to, because they can tell you full of shit from a distance. Yeah. I know you full of shit. But I always known it. Verbal vibrations. Check out Beats by Blow Zone Out Music. He's right there in the chat. He made most of these beats. I made a few of them, and Beats made most of them. Then I bought a few. But there's probably about 70 or 80 beats here that Beats by Bless Zone Out Music made specifically for these vibe sessions. So his contribution to this is priceless. This is called Pisces Rising by Beats by Bless Zone Out Music. He's the creator of this. I'm curating with it. That bitch vibing, ain't it? Just vibe. Yeah. Shout out to my bro Beats by Bless Zone Out Music. Heather Nielsen, what's up, baby? Now let me get back to this. I just had to vibe for a minute. Alien Moon Mom. What's up, mama? Y'all say what's up to Kathy, the Alien Moon Mom. You hear him say Beats by Bliss. Love you. Now make sure y'all hit the like button as you coming in the door. Make sure we got at least a few of y'all hitting that super sticker, that super thanks, or that super chat. If everybody just put a little $2, $3, $4 that come through here, we'll hit the quota. But we're about $33 away from the quota for the month that we need in order for me to get paid by YouTube, and I need that. You hear me? So we need to get that up. But YouTube takes half of everything. So if we need 33, that means we actually need about 60. But we got a few days to do it. But anyway. Y'all ready to talk about Mercury? Mercury is sitting at 12 degrees of Scorpio. So motherfuckers are paying attention. You yourself are paying attention, and you're picking up on things both said and unsaid. As a matter of fact, those nonverbal cues are going to be more prominent than ever right now. And you're going to want to know what people are leaving out of whatever they're expressing. Motherfucker, what are you not saying? Yeah. Your thought process intensifies. You start to think deeper. You can become hyper-focused, maybe even obsessed, compulsive. Yeah. You either become engulfed or the topic is repulsive. Yeah. Hey, I don't care what y'all say. I got that shit on today. I'm wearing this motherfucker today. I've worn it before, but I'm wearing it bitch today. Yeah. Shout out to the whole Vibe tribe. It's that 29th degree of Libra with the sun in my first house. You dig? I'm feeling me. But guess what? When it shifts into Scorpio and the sun comes into that conjunction with my Pluto tomorrow, you're going to be feeling me. I'll be here on Wednesday. The sun going to be on my Pluto all the way through Friday. So I'm going to be in that motherfucking vibe. You dig? Might take it deep. Might touch your motherfucking kidney. And I'm just keeping it real. If I put it in, I touch kidney every time. Just so we know. Yeah. Now this is a vibe to watch. You feel that vibe?
You will learn the way of the yogi.
This is a MaNiC MoOnDaY. I'm trying to help you get through. Yeah. But anyway. Yeah, this hoodie is a vibe, bro. The reason is this is that 29th degree of Libra vibe that I come in. I said, hey, you know what? I'm putting that shit on. You did. So, yeah. Hold on. All right, I'm good. But, yeah, Mercury's in Scorpio. Your thought process intensified. You want to know more about more. You're going to be having a little bit more of an ability to focus, but you can become hyper-focused. Maybe even obsessed. People are going to be more investigative. So you better make sure whatever you're saying is the motherfucking truth, because motherfuckers going to check it, and today's going to be one of them days where motherfuckers be lying. But I'm telling you, I ain't the one to be trying. All right. Hit the like button, motherfucker. And look, Mercury's trying to Saturn. So, oh man, people going to be picking up on everything. And that might slow things down. There's so much coming in, so intensely, that it can fuck with you. This right here is where your insecurities can come to the surface. Sometimes you're fucked up by some shit that ain't even got nothing to do with you. But I can also say you're picking up on everything. You ain't missing nothing. I remember not too long ago, I was talking to somebody and they were like, bro, you notice everything. Matter of fact, I think it was my friend John. Shout out to John Todd. But we were having an interview on Star, because I interview one of the Starlings once a week on Tuesdays in Star. And so I interviewed John last week in Star. And I don't forgot what we were talking about. He was just like, but you notice everything. And I didn't know that everybody notices that I notice everything. But I notice everything. And I think it does have to do with my Pisces moon. I notice everything. I pick up on everything. Sometimes I pick up on shit that has nothing to do with me, and that can create an issue. You know, when people talk about being tuned in, I want you to understand this can make relationships very hard, because there might be an instance where my lady will come get into the car and I'll automatically pick up that something is off with her. Something is wrong. She's upset about something or aggravated about something. And so as soon as I pick up on that energy, I say, hey, what's wrong? And she'll say nothing. And when she says nothing, I automatically become insecure because I can tell something is wrong. And now because you're saying nothing, it makes me think it has to do with me, whether it does or not. Because I asked you what's wrong and you said nothing, and you might just not want to talk about it. But because I am aware of it and I noticed it, now it's an issue between us, even though it might not be an issue between us. Because as soon as I pick up, I say, hey man, what's wrong? Oh, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing. And as soon as you say nothing, and I know there's something wrong because I can sense it, I can feel it, I'm going to automatically think that something is wrong with us, or you have a problem with me, because why are you not addressing it with me? And then that means I'm going to start pressing you. Know what the fuck is wrong? And then it becomes an issue between us. And so sometimes some of these gifts that you came with are also curses. And so I'm somebody who notices everything. And so because I notice everything, that doesn't mean I'm right about what that is that I'm noticing. That doesn't mean I understand it. You dig? And so there's some times where I pick up on little slick shit that people are saying, and I notice they're saying slick shit, but I automatically relate it back to me. Now I'm fucked up about something that had nothing to do with me. See, that's the problem with Pisces, is you have these gifts with Pisces energy, but you don't have boundaries. And so you're not just going to get the good and throw out the bad. You're going to get an overactive imagination. You're going to get confusion and delusion. But you're also going to get understanding, sensitivity, empathy, intuition. But that shit right there can also be a curse in its own right. Just so we know. Yeah. Gift and a curse. See, when you got a big hammer like this, it's a gift and a curse too. See, I don't even know how to behave. It's the moon in Gemini. I'm sorry. I will behave for real. Hold up. I'm gonna stop being perverted. Mercury and Scorpio also make your mind kind of dirty. I'm just gonna blame it on the placements. And Mercury is square to my Venus in Leo. So I gotta be careful. But I play too much. And I'm trying to behave. But that's not easy for me. I don't understand how it's so easy for everybody else to behave but me. It's never been easy for me to behave, even when I was a kid. Like, I'm polite, I'm respectful, but I am not a good behavior. Or what do they call it? The most well-behaved. You dig? So I need you to check me. Oh yeah. I need you. Yeah. Anyway. But yeah. Some things are a gift and a curse. All of it is. That's why you have to find the appropriate balance. But yeah, Mercury and Scorpio, people are going to have a dirtier mind. People's thoughts are going to be more intense. They're going to be more investigative. People are going to be picking up on small shit. And then when you have this also trine to Saturn, it's like people are automatically tuned into shit. They're picking up on everything. Now, that could be a good thing and a bad thing. If you can filter things out and you can concentrate on whatever you're picking on, that's great if you can have some discernment. And Scorpio can help you have discernment. But if you can't have discernment and you're just picking up on everything and everything is affecting you, it can be very toxic and dangerous. Or it can just fuck up everything and keep you from being able to focus in the appropriate manner because you're picking up on so much. But it's also one of those days where your gifts are going to be profound. It's a trine. And it's Mercury and Saturn. So if you can tune in to what you're picking up on, and you can find the appropriate channel for it, and those are big ifs, it can be awesome. But if you, and this is automatic, if you are having emotional responses that you cannot control, it can fuck everything up. And with Mars also in Cancer, that's gonna be an issue. That's definitely gonna be a motherfucking issue. So I need you. I need you. Kyle Shabazz, what's up? Yeah. Anyway. Let me get off my own jog. I can't even concentrate. I'm so motherfucking conceited today. I can't even concentrate. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. And I'm trying, I promise. I'm trying. But ego has got a hold of me. And I'm aware. But I don't even know where it came from either. But let's talk about Venus. Because Venus is at 4 degrees of Sagittarius. Now that's interesting. Because Venus is on my Saturn. Exactly. My Saturn is 4 degrees of Sagittarius in my second house. Now, I always tell y'all this so I can relate it back to me, but I'm not feeling like Venus is on my Saturn today. That's not what I'm feeling. Because I made a little bit of money. Well, maybe that is helping. Venus being on my Saturn made me help me make a little bit of money, and maybe I can keep this money because it's Venus and Saturn. But anyway. Hit the like button right fucking now. Venus being in Sagittarius. This is where people develop a love for adventure. Now, sometimes that means actual adventures with another person. They want to take a trip. They want to experience. But sometimes it's just about learning. People want to learn. And I'm trying to teach you. If you can handle it. Anyway, yeah. People are gonna really be strong on their principles right now. But different people have different principles depending on their beliefs. It is. People are gonna be positive. But there is a certain restlessness that kicks in involving other people. And it's not that you're trying to hurt anybody. It's more or less the fact that, like, hey, you have a standard with yourself that you're gonna uphold, and you want better. You're not trying to settle for anything. So if this is not something that you're gonna keep learning from, or something that's gonna keep evolving or getting better, this is where you start to look elsewhere. Now, you do have to be careful with Venus in Sagittarius because the grass can start looking more green next door. You there? It can do that. Like I know some of y'all looking at me right now. Y'all looking at me. And then you start looking at your partner, your man. And you start thinking, this motherfucker will never compare to Rodrigo. You looking at this motherfucker and you realizing that he might be a great guy. He's probably awesome. Might make some money. But that motherfucker would never be me. He'll never be able to fuck with me. You hear me? Never. Never. You're starting to think that you might be settling. All right, I'm gonna behave. I'm gonna behave for real. Scratch that. Scratch that whole 5 minutes. We gotta scratch that. All right. That's my bad. That's my bad. It took over. But for real. People are just gonna want better. They're gonna learn more. They're gonna want to see things or experience things as being something that is growing or evolving. See, that's the nature of Sagittarius. That's why with Gemini, it's like they just want to be doing something. That's the difference in Sagittarius and Gemini. It's on that axis. It's all restless. But with Sagittarius, there's a method to it. With Gemini, motherfuckers just doing something. You did. There's a purpose, or you're looking for purpose with Sagittarius. And so, this is just where you're searching for meaning with other people, in other people, and for other people. This is where people do actually take a more positive outlook on their interactions with other people. Sagittarius is very positive. Yes, it's extra and it's blunt and it's mad fucking sometimes. But Sagittarius also is something that really is blessed. It's really blessed. And so with this right here, this does bring a certain amount of blessings into your relationships. And sometimes the blessing is not what you expected. This is not, oh, you get what you want. Sometimes the blessing comes in the form of a situation that wasn't for you, ends up being eliminated from the equation. Sometimes you realize you were just involved in this situation in order for you to end up in this situation. Look, I'm gonna tell y'all a story. It's gonna be messy as fuck, but it's moon day. The moon is at 29 degrees of Gemini, so I'm finna tell y'all a story. And it's gonna be real messy. Y'all gonna be mad at me, right? But this is a perfect example. Where one situation led to another situation, right? This is a 3-step process right here. Really, it's a 4-step process. So I'm gonna take you all the way back to 2007, 2008. I went to prison for a jewelry heist. I've told the story here before, but I did a jewelry heist and I didn't get caught doing it. I got caught months later. So I got to spend the money, and that shit still wasn't worth it. I hit a jewelry store for $100,000. And this is public knowledge. Or public information. You can go find this out for yourself. But anyway, I hit the jewelry store, and so I had all of this jewelry also. I had this cash, but I had all this jewelry also. So I was selling $5,000 or $6,000 rings. Some of them were as much as 20 or 30,000. But I was selling $5,000 and $6,000 rings. That's what they were valued at store price for like $500, right? I was just coming up off of them because I had got a whole bunch of cash in the situation also. But anyway, my brother-in-law has his little homies, and we all are in the projects. We're all in the streets. But my brother-in-law has his little homies, and one is my little cousin Marcus, and Marcus has a best friend named Joe. And so Joe has a baby mama named Kelly. Now that's relevant here in a minute, all right? But I'm like the big homie. And so I hit the jewelry store. Joe is just living off of his girl at that time. He doesn't have any type of hustle. He doesn't have any, and I'm not hating on him. He's actually, Joe is actually married to my sister now. So this is over. But Joe, back then he didn't have no type of hustle. He was just a young, nice looking dude. I mean, he's a light skinned dude too, just a little pretty boy. But that's what he had. Is he had a girl that had a job and hustled and stuff, and he didn't do nothing but just be pretty. Sorry, back then. And so he comes and buys one of these cheap rings. They got income tax. He comes and buys one of these cheap rings for me, and he says, hey, I'm going to pay you for half now. I'll pay you for half later. My brother-in-law tells me he's good for it. I say, okay, he's good for it. This is my other brother-in-law. And so he says, hey, man, he good for it, cuz. He good for it, cuz. All right, he's good for it. He never pays me the other half, but that's only relevant because this is my excuse for myself in my brain, because this is what you do when you're fucking up and you're being toxic. You give yourself what they call permission statements. And so what I mean by permission statement is you say, you know what? I don't like that motherfucker anyway, so I'm going to do this. Or that motherfucker owes me money and he's a bitch to me, so I'm going to do this. And you're giving yourself a permission statement to do some fucked up toxic shit. And that shit is not right. But now that I'm spiritually and mentally aware of things, I can look back in retrospect to see how I did it. But fast forward. I go to prison, I get out. This is years later. So about 6 years later, I have already went to prison and got out and went to the free world. Then I'm back in the county jail on a violation. And so I'm getting ready to go back to prison for another year on a violation. And I go to this cell, and as soon as I get to the cell, Joe is in this cell. And I haven't seen Joe in a couple years. I heard about him because we were both in the same hustle game. I heard he had finally started hustling or whatever. But all I knew is he was a pretty boy, and a whole bunch of girls fucked with him, and I was in my own self the same thing in a way, but a little bit more gangster. Because I never looked at myself as being that. And I always had a job or had some money. But anyway, Joe is a jock. He, like I said, but he doesn't speak very articulately. You know what I'm saying? He's a hood dude. But anyway, when we're in the county, me and Joe start working out together. He's like a little homie, so I take him. I know him from the world, so he's the only person that I really know for sure in there. So I start riding with him when we're locked up. So it's me and Joe. But I was in my snake bag back then, right? And so Joe said, hey, my baby mama is writing me. And she said we're not going to be together, but I want my baby mama back. He's like, but I ain't good at talking, cuz. He's like, so can you write the letters for me? He's like, I want to send her poems. And he was like, I'll pay you whatever. And I was like, you ain't got to pay me, fool. This is kind of fun to me. And so she would write him, and then I would write her back, and he would then copy it and send it to her, right? And so I was writing the letters for him, and some poetry, and he was sending it. And so we both end up going. He gets sent to prison. I get sent to prison, and we go to different prisons. We were there for about a month and a half. Well, I go for a year, and I get out, and I'm in the halfway house. I turn my phone on. I log into Facebook. I have 300 friend requests. The first friend request I saw was his baby mama. And I said in my brain, I said, this motherfucker owes me money anyway, and he ain't shit. And she said she wasn't gonna get with him in them letters we was writing. So I accept the friend request. Ironically, we start talking automatically, and my funky ass, messy ass, basically just like, hey, you know that was me writing them letters, right? You know that was me writing them letters, right? And she was like, I knew that wasn't him. He doesn't talk like that. That's not how he talks. And so her and I start seeing each other. I get to go to my hometown. I live in Dallas, Fort Worth. My hometown is 2.5 to 3 hours away from there. And so I get to go to my hometown on the weekends for weekend passes. Right? So, what's up, Vanessa, baby? And so I'm going, and I'm going to see Kelly, his baby mama. Joe's still locked up. He's still in the pen. And so I'm going, now I'm talking to his baby mom. We're fucking around. And so I would go spend the weekends with her. Right? Well, lo and behold, when I'm going to see her, she has a sister named Peggy that I have. Her name's Kelly. Her sister's named Peggy. She has a Aries sister named Peggy. Kelly is a Gemini. Peggy's an Aries. But she has an Aries sister named Peggy, who I've known for 15 years before this point. And we always had a little. And so I'm there, and I'm there with Kelly. But Kelly acts real funny. She's a Gemini for real. And so, basically, Kelly has a dude on the weekdays, and then she has me on the weekends, and some true Gemini shit. And so she's playing both of us. But I would come over there on the weekends, and Kelly got a job, and so I would be there, and I can't go anywhere else because I have to have a pass where I'm going. You dig what I'm saying? I'm in a halfway house, so I have to have an address that I'm gonna be at in case the laws are looking for me or some bullshit, or parole wants to get me. And so when I'm on these passes, I'm over here with Peggy and Kelly for the whole weekend. Well, Kelly beat the Gemini, the older sister that I was dating first, Joe's baby's mom. She acted some type of way, but me and Peggy always been real cool like that. And so we would hang out. And then it got to the point one day to where we was riding, and Peggy's pregnant, right? Big pregnant at that time. 9 months, she's about to pop anytime. And we're riding, and it's just me and Peggy because Kelly's at work. And Peggy was like, I need to talk to you. And I was like, what? And she was like, I'm in love with you. I said, what? She's like, I just have to tell you, like, I'm in love with you. And my sister is and this is her blood sister. It's like, my sister's a hoe. She has a dude. Like, y'all, I know y'all fuck around on the weekends and she tells you, but she has a man that she just tells him that she's not gonna be at home on the weekends, that she's going out of town and stuff like that, and he doesn't come. But he's not. She has a man. And so I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah. And so she takes me, we go back to the house, and the devil gets a hold of me. And like I said, she was about 9 months pregnant, so she couldn't do. She put her mouth on me and was like, what are you gonna do when you get out of the halfway house? Because I was gonna get out of the halfway house in about a month after that, and I didn't know what I was gonna do. And she's like, I'm gonna get a house. I was like, you stay here with your sister. She's like, I'm gonna have my baby. And she's like, I've already been putting money up. I just didn't tell you, but I'm gonna get a house. I'm gonna get a house, and me and you are gonna be together. And I was like, but your sister. And she's like, fuck that. She's like, she got some man. And I was like, but what about you and your sister? She's like, she'll get over it. Fuck that bitch. She's like, she knows how I feel about you, and she still fucked with you, and she still, like I told her and this and this and this, and I'm like, man, you finna have me caught up in some messy shit. But I was with it. I was into it. And so, sure enough, I get out of the halfway house. Me and Peggy and this other girl go get a house. And then she didn't tell her sister until she moved out. And then she just told her sister, hey, I moved out. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm with Roger. I'm with Roderick, man. And her sister was mad than a bitch. They didn't talk for about 2 months, but they got over it, whatever. But bitch, you have a dude like, ooh. And she's just like, bitch, you know what I mean? They were on some real hoe ass, messy, country ass shit. And I was with it. I was indulgent. But anyway, that happened, right? This is what else happened. My girlfriend that I was with before I got locked up started contacting me after this. As I'm with Peggy. I mean, with Peggy. And then Kelly starts picking up on it and starts saying, well, he's cheating on you too. He's really good about to get back with his ex. And I was. But all of this happens. And I end up with my ex. Ultimately, they trip on me. She calls me and is like, I hadn't got with my ex yet, but she started accusing me of being with my ex. Like, you're with your ex. And I basically was like, you know what? I'm finna go be with my ex. So since you're accusing me, and I wasn't before, but since you're accusing me, I am. And I wanted an excuse. I was going to anyway. But I said, since you're accusing me, I am. Fuck you. I'll come get my shit, or you can bring me my shit. I ain't coming back over there. You and your sister are some fucking country bushwhacking ass hoes. You did. No, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you since we talking. And this is gonna be real brash and crash, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I had started doing drugs again. And it had the reverse effect. I don't know if it was so strong because I had just gotten out, but I had the dope dick before that. But like Peggy was a good girl. I ain't gonna lie. One time she sucked on that limp noodle. I had that motherfucker wouldn't get hard. I was high on that shit, and that motherfucker wouldn't get hard, and she just on that little limp noodle for 2-3 hours, and she was just dedicated. See, you got me talking nasty, but no. Yeah, don't say that, because you said that in the comments. He said I must have had that dope dick. No diddy, but I did. But I was fresh out. This is what you got to understand. When a motherfucker gets fresh out of prison, they fucking different, dog. That's the truth. When a motherfucker is fresh out of prison, it's a whole different motherfucking vibe. Motherfucker is hitting that thing differently. And some of y'all gonna knock it, but don't knock it. Now, it ain't shit after that. But when you first get out of prison and you've been imprisoned, and you are an actual straight person that's not doing no crazy stuff in there, when you get out, you have a different appreciation for femininity and intimacy and women and pussy. You know, I tried to say it, you know, a little less crash, but of pussy. I'll never forget that first time when I got out, either time. I'll never forget it. I went so motherfucking hard it didn't make no goddamn sense. Like, that's just what it was. And they knew it. Some motherfuckers knew. I'll tell you this. Back to the story. When I first got out of prison, I got took to the strip club the first night. And this is what they like. This is how motherfuckers were crossing motherfuckers out. And I was messy. I told y'all I was like this back in the day. This is how much of a hoe I was. I've told this to y'all before. I had been locked up for 6 years. And so I get out. Right, I get out. And my brother-in-law and my cousin, Edmund, say they're going to take me to the the strip club that night. Hey, it's your first night out of prison. You've been locked up, cuz we got everything. We taking you to the strip club. Bet. But I'm at a barbecue, and my sister's friend, best friend, is my cousin Edmund's girl. And we used to fuck around since way back in high school a lot of times. And we got that type of chemistry. And I know that, as a matter of fact, she took my virginity. She was the first one I ever really got with for real. I had some failed attempts, but that was the first time that we really got it all the way in for real. And it was like a whole for real, like where we both, where it just went all the way. There's times where you got it, where it started to go all the way. It kind of went all the way, but it didn't. This was the first time that we was really doing it. So without getting into all of that, anyway, I get out, and me and her just had that chemistry right off the rip at my barbecue. They have a barbecue for me at her house. Her and my sister are there. She's with my sister, or it's my sister and her stay together. And so my sister's there, and so they're like, "Hey, we're gonna take you out tonight." And so she pulled me to the side and say, "Hey, where you going tonight?" I swear to God. And I'm going to the strip club with her man, my cousin. And she said, "Where you going tonight?" I said, "You mean to the strip club?" She said, "No, after that." And I said, "Oh," she said, "You coming over here?" And I said, "All right, we'll see what's up." And I'm like, man, these motherfuckers tripping. I've been locked up. But I'm going to the movie. Your man is the one taking me to the strip club. And so we go. We go, right? And when we go to the strip club, I promise you, this is what happens when you first get out. And it's not something to be proud of, because you should never have to go to prison. So I don't want it to sound like I'm glorifying it. I'm just telling you how it really is. Because of the way you're built, first of all, I was really swole. I have muscles a little bit now, and I have bulk, but I've been locked up for 6 years doing nothing but working out constantly, lifting weights and working out. So I was in a different type of shape, and you walk differently when you get in there, because you can't walk slouched or hunched over in prison. You don't walk like that. You walk with your shoulders up, square, chest out, arms back, and you do the little swole prison walk a little bit. Seriously, that's what you do. And you get over it, you get back to your regular walk. But in there, you kind of strut. You become the cock of the walk. And it actually is like what they call the bowling alley or the run when you're locked up. So you're walking down, and sometimes you're the only one. So there's going to be all these guards and female guards and cafeteria workers and commissary ladies and all of this, and you're the only one or two people walking down this big hallway in a prison a lot of the time, because they're not going to let a whole bunch of people out at once. And so when you're walking through there, and everybody in that motherfucker, it's like a fishbowl. You develop a certain strut, so you kind of become the cock of the walk. But anyway, as I'm going through there, the strippers were like, "Hey," there was a couple of them that said, "Hey, I have a question." And what? She's like, "Either you just got out of the military, or you just got out of prison. Which one? Or you just got back from a deployment, or you just got out of prison. Which one?" She's like, "I can just tell." And she's like, "I'm going home with you tonight." And she got fired for trying to leave with us, and then ended up into a big argument with her boss and shit. And so I guess it does hit different. But when I got out and I ended up going over there with that girl, because she's like, "Hey man, just get dropped off around the corner." I told him that I had to go into work, so he ain't coming over here tonight. And I'm with him. And so she's like, "Just have him drop you off around the corner, or tell him that you're going to your sister's house and that you're gonna get picked up from over there. I mean, your sister does live here." And so I was like, he doesn't even. I said, she said, "My car isn't even here, so he doesn't even know I'm gonna be home. He won't come in or nothing." Yeah. And so I went over there and did that. But anyway, yeah, y'all got me all off the moral of the story. The moral of the story is, people are looking for, they're not settling. They're looking for something with this right here. And there is a certain amount of principle that's involved with Venus and Sagittarius. It's more or less like, you know what? I want better for me. I want better than this. And it's not the same thing as Capricorn, to where there's a standard. It's like you want more, you want better. That looks better than what you have. And so it's real hard for people to settle because there's so many more opportunities to experience something else out there with Venus and Sagittarius. And so you can have a lot of great experiences, but you also have to understand that this is the perfect time for you to establish your principles within your relationships with other people. And so tell yourself, hey, this is not what I'm going to do. See, I used to be trifling like that. All that shit I used to do, it sounds like it's just like I was really loving that lifestyle. But when I was experiencing it, yeah. But now that I look back on it retrospectively, I'm ashamed that I was like that because I have different principles. Ironically, when I had my Saturn return, and Saturn was on my Saturn in Sagittarius, that's when I kind of developed a different moral principle. And I said, hey, you know what? First of all, this cheating shit is, you don't want that shit to come back on your children. You don't want to teach your sons that, and you don't want the sins of the father to come back on your daughter. And you don't want your daughter to think that's acceptable, that's how a man should be treating a woman. You know, this is all a part of my spiritual awakening and me growing up and be like, hell no. And then I also just got it to a point to where I play around a lot and I might even entertain some things, but there comes to a point where I say, hey, you know what? I'm not crossing that line because I'm not a fucking cheater. You dig? And I wasn't like that. I'm not crossing that line because I'm not a sorry ass motherfucker. I'm not fucking my homeboy's girl, which I've done it so many times. I'm not fucking my cousin's girl, my brother's baby mama, which I've done a whole bunch of times. You know, I'm not that type of dude. I was at that point in time, but I'm not that type of dude. That's not in me anymore. And I'm ashamed that I was that type of character. But that's what it was. And it wasn't because I wanted to. It wasn't like I had passionate connections with all of those people. It's because I could. Until I developed principles with my moon in Pisces, and my moon is square to my Saturn. My Saturn's at 4 degrees of Sagittarius, so it took me a long time to develop those principles. And my moon is square to that because I wasn't taught the right way because my mama died or whatever. And I am an accountable person, and I'm aware. But ultimately, when you see this right here, it's just the fact that I never had those type of boundaries. I did shit because I could do it. Sometimes I did shit with people I wasn't attracted to or anything because I could. Like, you know what? That's why I had a whole bunch of opportunities for sexual encounters that other people haven't, because I paid attention to those type of situations and scenarios. Not everybody was just open to everything like that because they have discernment. I didn't have discernment. If I could, I would. And I did. And that's sad. I'm ashamed of that now. But that's a part of what I understand is me growing up and developing those type of principles. And it took maturity. But before I did, I was a sorry motherfucker. I would have never been able to run the business that I run to where I deal with so many women to this day. Oh, my life would be fucked up. It really would. Because I be giving a lot of y'all the bee's knees.
Lonely.
Might be lonely. I can sense it. But yeah, with Venus in Sagittarius, you got to be careful with that restlessness. People are going to want more. People are going to want better.
Lonely.
People are going to have an insatiable hunger for experience. That's Venus in Sagittarius. People are also going to have a more exotic taste. This is Sagittarius. Not weird, exotic. They want to feel something that's foreign to them. They want to know what that'd be like over there. That shit looking good, folks. And I don't just want to know it, I want to experience it. Don't tell me about it. See, Gemini will tell you about it. I don't want you to tell me about it. I want to experience it. I want to feel it. I want it to feel me. Do you dig? And it will. That's perfect. It's going to experience me. Hey, did somebody just give a super chat? Because I'm not seeing the super chat pop up. The total for the super chats. This is for the vibe tribe. Now let's talk about Mars. No. Before I go to Mars, let's talk about the fact that Venus is trine to the North Node. And this is Sagittarius and Aries. So sometimes you just got to do it. Sometimes you learn from the experience. Don't think about it. Do it. That's when you learn the most. That's when you experience the most. That's when you're living life to the fullest. That's when you're in your highest form. That's when you're most connected to God, to the divine. Yeah. Let me stimulate your mind. Yeah. Venus is trine to the North Node. This is Sagittarius and Aries. Sometimes it's about the experience. That means you can't think about it, you gotta do it. You can't even be fucked up about the consequences. No. It's all a part of the process. Now, I would say this is destiny. So you have to be positive about it no matter what. Because even if it didn't turn out as you expected, there was still a blessing collected if there was a lesson learned. I don't think you heard me though. Yeah.
Palmer's got the vibe.
Ooh, that's the vibe. Yeah. Shout out to Erin County in Ireland. On that whiskey. Now, y'all know what I want to try? I've done shrooms, I've done DMT. I want to do absinthe. I just want to know. It's the Pisces moon in me. I want to push the envelope, but I want to try absinthe. I just hope I don't end up absent. Now, let's talk about Mars. See, Mars is now at 24 degrees of Cancer. 24 degrees. So, oh, you in your feelings. Anything and everything can get you in your feelings. You having emotional responses to just about everything. You taking it personal. Not just your interactions with other people, but life in general. You taking life personally. And you taking shit so personal, it's hard to just get down to business. Because your emotions have to be compensated for. Because, oh, now you feel some type of way. Now you're not in the mood to play. Now you done let somebody fuck up your day. You just don't feel it. This is how I was last Friday. I still came, but that's how I was. Like, I was just like, man, I don't fucking feel like coming. I don't want to do it. I don't feel like doing anything. I was in my motherfucking feelings. And it's real easy for me to do. Shout out to Ebony, OG, Vibe Tribal Council, one of the true supporters. Speaking of the Tribal Council, I need everybody to go subscribe to the Tribal Council because not only are there perks, and we haven't even got to exercise those perks because we don't have enough Tribal Council members. So we need to get the Tribal Council up so we can have exclusive members-only council meetings where it's just us and the Tribal Council. And we doing everything. You there? We turned it into a fucking sex cult. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Unless you're gonna do it. Unless you're gonna do it.
This is crazy.
Hey, that big shit. Look, if you can channel your feelings creatively, you'll be fine. But that ain't gonna be easy to do. Because of your feelings, every battle is gonna be fought through attrition. It's like you gotta power through everything, and the shit's not coming to the surface directly. You have so many feelings that it's bogging situations down. Them emotions are weighing you down. Yeah. What is the question you have, Watkins Cat House? I like the part. We just vibing. This is why I'm all over the place. The moon is at 29 degrees of Gemini, so I'm not just gonna be able to talk in just a straight line. No. I'm just saying whatever the fuck's on my mind, and there's a lot. This is anorectic and eclectic. Watkins Cat House said, in July, Pluto ran over your sun, and you made a very permanent value change even after it went back into Cap. Do you think it'll stay that way? No. No. Because your heart will soften. And you can't help love sometimes. So no, I don't think it'll stay indefinitely. I don't think it'll stay permanently, but it might be there indefinitely. Pardon me. I don't think it's permanent, but it's indefinite.
Perfect.
So it'll be there for a while, but not forever. But your heart will soften up. You're a Pisces moon. You're still a fucking Pisces moon. You're still a fucking softie. I'm not saying that. I'm talking about period. Wasn't even thinking about that. You think about it all the time, though. Yeah, she's soft. She fucking soft in a bitch. Why am I wild? What did I say now? Oh, the sex cult. Unless you're serious. Where Rachel Grider at? Rachel Grider, are you here? You might be lurking.
Perfect.
Rachel Grider actually suggested that in Star one time. That's where I got that from. But she had some crazy shit. She said, you should start a Venus and Scorpio sex cult where our one and only mission is to exhaust you sexually. Well, first of all, my lady has Venus and Scorpio, so she ain't having that shit. Second of all, a whole bunch of Venus and Scorpios ain't gonna do nothing but fucking try to kill me or each other. No, their Venus and Scorpio is not sharing shit. Third of all, I have Mars in Capricorn. I don't get exhausted. I do work. I put in work. The fuck is exhausted? I show up to work every fucking day and go hard despite how I feel. It's a matter of motherfucking responsibility. So that's what the fuck I do. I show up. And this dick is ambitious. I got to be the best. If I ain't, I will be. I will be. God damn it. Yeah. Oh, they like your Venus in Cancer. Y'all don't be fucking. First of all, don't be admiring no motherfuckers' placements in my presence. I started this motherfucking vibe trap shit, and this is the thanks I get. Shit. Me fucking praising no niggas' placements in my presence. I don't give a fuck how good of beats he makes. Shit. We don't give a fuck about that shit. Hi, Dijon and Sturgis. Niggas make a few beats and get beside theyself. Don't do that. Don't do that. Beats can't be in the cult. He can work there as a DJ. Beats, you can't be in the sex cult. You can work there as a DJ. That means nighttime is you pack your shit up and you go home. Take your goddamn turntables. Take your goddamn turntables and your MPC. Pack that shit up. Take your ass back to the motherfucking Virginia. You might work your way up to being a DJ and a janitor. I might let you be a janitor. That means you can come in and do all that. For real. And if you once you get promoted from janitor, you can then be fluffer. You can get them ready for me. Get them ready. And I'll take care of the business. You should already know you fucking with somebody gifted, bro. When I'm lifted, I'm gifted. Somebody needs to hit the motherfucking super chat. I thought I saw somebody give earlier, but it didn't pop up. Tina Claire Marie must have got a refund. You did what? You got a refund? God damn, you gonna get a refund? Pow Pow said Palestine or Israel, peace. Peace. I'm for peace. I don't pick sides. I'm for peace. I don't see it. Hey, I need a few more of y'all to hit that super sticker, that super thanks, or that super chat, like, immediately. We need, of the 29 people that's in the chat currently, we need about 10 of y'all to give $5 right now. Yeah. Let's get back to the transits. We just talking. We all over the place. It's chaos. I think the moon might be in Cancer now. Let me check. I'm gonna see if the moon is in Cancer. I can feel a tear starting to build up in the well of my eye. Oh, wait. Nope. We got one more hour. So the moon, when we leave, the moon will go into Cancer. We're gonna stay all the way because we're gonna be here for one more hour. The moon is at 29 degrees and 32 minutes of Gemini. So we got about 28. No, we got about 56 minutes left. Yeah. Mars in Cancer is sextile to Uranus, trine to Neptune, and opposite to Pluto. So Mars sextile to Uranus. Well, you look at the fact that this is Cancer and Taurus, and this is Mars and Uranus. This is very interesting because they're both in fall position here. Mars falls in Cancer. Uranus falls in Taurus. And so, when you also consider the fact that Uranus is retrograde in this position and sitting on Al Ghul, this is where people are tripping the fuck out. This specifically speaks to instability. Now, it can be dynamic. This is where you can stand up for your values very strongly right now. But this could also be where you're so emotional in the moment that you act against your values. And then with Mars trine Neptune, you really believe this is the correct course of action. You're going off how you feel. With Mars opposite to Pluto, hey man, what's going to end up happening is losing control. You can fuck up all the chicken. Be careful with that. Oh, man. Now, let's look at Jupiter. Jupiter is sitting retrograde at 21 degrees of Gemini. Jupiter is going to stay retrograde until February 5th, 2025. So you look at Jupiter sitting here retrograde in Gemini. This is where shit gets tricky. It's where it gets chaotic. Oh, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be stimulating, but it's going to be fucking chaotic. It's going to be messy. It's going to be extra. It's going to be complicated. But it's like you can't help yourself. You just fucking can't help yourself. And that's what it's going to be like over the next few months. People are going to be nosy. People are going to be lying. People are going to be talking out the side of their neck. People are going to be playing about shit they have no fucking business playing about. People are going to be scamming. People are going to be people. And this is just where you look at human experience like, oh. This is another part of it. Beats by Bless Zone Out Music said Cancer Moon and Leo Moon compatibility. Those will go great, but there's other components that you'd have to consider. But Cancer and Leo Moon typically are one of those that really do well because you have one that wants to be babied and treated like you're special, and you have somebody who's going to nurture and smother, and they're both very affectionate in their way, loyal and affectionate, and so they can have a great relationship dynamic between them. But when they get into it, those emotional displays, all that fucking arguing and crying and yelling, that shit can be really dramatic and fucked up. And Leo moons are going to show their ass. And Cancer moons are going to be feeling some type of way. They're going to be in their feelings. And so right there, it can be a motherfucker to where the Leo moon is always showing out and the Cancer moon is always shutting down. But in other instances, they can do great. They really can do great. Yeah. Hold up. BB said, what can I say about Jupiter retrograde in the 7th house with this upcoming Jupiter? Jupiter is not upcoming. It's already retrograde. Jupiter stationed retrograde on October 9th. So Jupiter's been retrograde for a while now. Or for about 12 days, almost 2 weeks. But Jupiter being in Gemini in your 7th house retrograde, that just means there's going to be some messiness in your relationships. You know, it's going to be interesting, might be fun, sexy, but there might be some messiness. But you can learn from this, and something better comes from it. You know, it's still Jupiter. Let's never forget that this is Jupiter. Yes, it can be messy. It's going to be extra. It's going to be chaotic. There might be some bullshit in the mix. But it's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. You're going to learn from it. And something good does come from it. It's still Jupiter. But who knows what's really going to happen? Somebody's not going to be on their best behavior, to say the least. Now, if you're already involved, just try to do something that keeps it exciting, keeps it stimulating. Because this can be a great time. Retrogrades are not always bad. But you also have to understand that once outside parties become involved, there can be some issues that arise. You feel me? Oh, I know I'm on point. I'm like an index finger, baby. You tune in for a reason. You love me, you fuck with me for a reason, my bro. But yeah, I just feel like with Jupiter in the seventh house, things are gonna, things are gonna be interesting for a while. And you just have to make sure it's not too interesting because Jupiter doesn't know when to stop. So you think about Jupiter stationing on this retrograde and it's being like this bad little ass kid to where you're trying to make it be still. And so that little child is gonna act up. And it's gonna be funny. Like, have you ever dealt with a little badass little kid? Excuse me, but there are badass little kids. And they have the most charisma. I was one of those badass little kids. I had so much charisma and intelligence, but I was mischievous and what they call mannish and ornery and like all of this shit. I just had all of this shit. And so I was a very entertaining and funny little kid to deal with. But it was also sad that I acted like that. And I've met little kids. You see those little kids on those inappropriate television shows and stuff like that are cussing and they're acting real hood and it's funny. Or you see them in these videos and it's kind of funny. You'll be like, damn, that shit's crazy. And sometimes it's funny, but it's also sad. Like, damn, that kid shouldn't be acting like that. And so with this right here, you look at Jupiter, and Jupiter is just sitting in this place, and so it's in your seventh house, right? And so this kind of comes out in your relationships, whether from yourself or the other person or both of y'all. And so it's sitting there, and it's like this shit is gonna get interesting, or it's gonna be interesting. And so this is the perfect time for you to find stimulation in different ways that y'all can learn about each other. If you're already in a relationship, or it's a perfect time for you to get involved with somebody, but you can be doing too much. Jupiter is expansive to the point where it's not going to know when to stop. And so this shit can be stimulating, but it can be too fucking stimulating. Like, man, this shit is too fucking stupid. There can be too much said to where it's just like, man, this shit is never going to be what we want it to be. This could also be where people are in your business. And people knowing your business and talking your business and gossiping can be an issue. As a matter of fact, the energy of the day today is really gossipy just for today. But yes, Jupiter being here is just where this can be really fun, but it can also get to the point where this shit is messy and it's complex. It's creating complicated situations, and possibly there can also be some fickleness that comes into play within our interpersonal connections. You dig? Yeah. And Jupiter is still sextile to Chiron. Jupiter is stationed here, sextile to Chiron. And they're both retrograde. So this is going to be situations where there's some stuff that's said that can't be taken back. There's some mistakes that are made that the only thing that can come from it is the awareness that, hey, you can't make that type of mistake again. There's going to be shit where you move too fast or you move too sloppily. There's going to be some shit where you just realize, damn, like, I reacted too quickly. But once you're aware, you're accountable. That's what comes from this. If you knew better, you do better. So now you know better, it should go better. Hit the motherfucking like button right now. Hit the super sticker, the super thanks, or the super chat. Let me know you fuck with me the long way like I fuck with you. Alright. Tina Claire Marie, you said, is Saturn retrograde in the 7th a karmic placement? It could be. But I would tell you, with Saturn retrograde means that you're the problem with your relationships. You know, your insecurities, whoever that is, if that's you or whoever it is, you know, your insecurities are the problem within your relationships. Like, you meet really great people because you hold out until you do deal with somebody who is worth it in the long run. But you yourself have secure insecurities that get in the way, or you have an impossible standard that you've set that, you know, gets in the way of you really enjoying life with somebody. And it just takes time for you to either realize that you have those fears and insecurities, or that you're willing to be vulnerable enough to trust somebody. And so as you do develop great. But this right here is just where, like, you will end up having great relationships, because Saturn in the 7th is a great placement. But it's gonna take a while for you to mature, and it's you that's the problem. It's not outside situations. Like me, I have Saturn in the 2nd house. And yes, I had some situations where the financial situation wasn't ideal when I was young, but I never experienced poverty in the way that, say, like my wife experienced poverty. Like, she's experienced true poverty in her life, and I have by choice. The times I was living in poverty, it was by choice. I chose to do that. And also, I sell myself short. I could make so much more money if I didn't sell myself short. If I didn't have a problem charging people for my services as much as I should be charging, as much as I've been advised to charge by people sometimes. Like, bro, no. And so a lot of that shit is to where I have to get over my own thing with money and my own distaste for it. I need it and I want it, but I also, for a long time, had a strong distaste. But yeah. Fine. The end of November, you're having a Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius. Your girlfriend is a Gemini rising. That's hitting her 7th house. How's that looking for her? Messy? No, I mean, it's Mercury in Sagittarius. That's like arguing a little bit, maybe. If she's already in a relationship, probably a little bit of arguing. Some very blunt speaks. Some cursing, maybe. But other than that, if she's not in, or well, yeah, maybe some arguing, maybe some entertaining situations that might seem like it's better, and that doesn't mean she's gonna do anything about it. But you know, sometimes for some people they're tempted, and they end up not acting on it. It happens to a lot of us. Is you're in a relationship, or somebody in a relationship already comes at you, and you're single and they're not, but they're shooting their shot, and you are attracted to them and they're saying the right stuff. And so before your principles kick in, you do entertain it in your mind. So I could say that your friend could have some arguing and stuff going on, but there also could be a situation to where she entertains the thought of something better. You get what I'm saying? They entertain the thought of, oh, this, and maybe something from before. It could be an ex, but because of their current situation, and there might be just the frustrations of regular relationship growth, and you know, relationships have ebbs and flows. But sometimes you have a person come in, and with the social media being the way it is, somebody starts paying attention to you, and they're hearting all of your photos, and they're telling you all this shit. They don't know nothing about you in real life or your situation, but they start, you know, they start giving you this attention that you didn't realize you were missing within your primary relationship, and you start to entertain the thought of that. And that's still cheating in some people's eyes. But if you didn't physically actually ever meet up with this person, that just means that you entertain the thought of it, which is still wrong, but it's not exactly the same thing. Now, because your values can prevail. Now, with your friend, if it's an ex or something, this is where it says, like, there might be some arguing, or it just might be where life is at a point, or their relationship is at a point to where it's not necessarily bad, but other things might seem better for a short period of time, and it's going to be up to her to either stick to her values or feel like it's time to move on to something better. You dig? Hey, y'all got to give me 1 minute. I gotta go over here real fast. I'll be right back. Sorry. I'll be back in 1 minute. Maybe 2 at the most. But I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. My bad. Sorry. I had to adjust myself. Now back to the transits. Oh, hold on. So Watkins Cathouse said, "You're sorry you have another question." You said we're having a Pisces eclipse in 2026 at 22 degrees. That hits your Mars exactly in the second house. How's that looking for you? Shit, how's that looking for me? That's on my Jupiter. My Jupiter's 22 degrees of Pisces in my 6th house. Fuck. Shit. Man. I mean, looks like some money for you in something, in some way, form, or fashion. That's what it looks like from here, but I would have to think more. Like, just right off the rip, it's an eclipse on your 2nd house. So, I mean, it looks like that might be some opportunities for some money or some security in your life. It's Mars, so there's definitely some energy going there into your 2nd house. That's 2026. Stop fucking doing that shit. See, I got all off track. We blaming it on the Gemini. Yeah, Jupiter sextile to Chiron. Saturn is in Pisces. Man. You have to develop boundaries with your anxiety and your fear. You know, that's kind of big with this right here. This is like a reality check. You know, I've talked about what Saturn in Pisces is a lot of different ways, but more than anything else, this is a reality check. Some people have been fooling themselves for so long in so many situations, and now it's just like, now it's completely different. So yeah. Hold on. Sorry, I gotta text my lady. But yeah. Yeah, I love you. Saturn in Pisces, though, this is like a reality check. And some people have been so delusional about situations for so long, or just not willing to look at them. Sometimes it's not even delusion or confusion. It's just you trying to ignore stuff or you avoiding it. But now it's like a big time reality check, and it feels like the universe is picking on you. And it's not. It's just life. It's just life. No matter how fucked up it is, it's just life. It's all a part of this process. And I know sometimes the worst stuff is happening to people, and it feels like, man, this is the universe coming to get me. This is my karma catching up to me. This is the consequences of this. And it's, look, maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but it's all a part of life. Even the worst part, death, that's inevitable. So you have to find some type of way to to deal with it, whatever it is. It's a reality check. Saturn in Pisces has been a reality check for me, for everybody. It's a reality check. You know, it's fear. It's ignorance. And ignorance is bliss. And when bliss is snatched away from you, that shit can feel predatory. Sometimes shit is so fucked up for some people, it feels like life in itself is predatory. We'll see though.
This is crazy.
Let's see. But yeah, just deal with your shit, man. Uranus is at 26 degrees of Taurus, retrograde until January 30th, 2025. So this is where you need to reassess your values. This is also where you need to reassess what's valuable to you. You know, no, the world is not a stable place. The economy is not stable. Leadership is not stable. And maybe you just need to find a secure place that you can operate from. And that doesn't have to be a physical place. It's a mindset. And then sometimes our stubbornness is what gets in our own way. This is where it is for a lot of people right now. It's you saying, hey, I'm not going to do that. And you're judging all these people that are making some money doing the shit that you said you're not going to do. This is the day and age that we live in. There's so many people that, and then they start making slick jokes like they're going to consider it. But the truth is they are considering it. 1 second they're judging you. Then the next second they see you're actually making a little money or something, and they're saying, well, how can I do that? I remember a few years ago when I first started, well, it wasn't a few years ago, but like 6 years ago, when I first started doing astrology charts and stuff and making a little money off of it on the side, and I was thinking about starting my YouTube channel, I told my dad, and he's a Gemini Sun Capricorn Moon. He laughed at me and said, "Ah, shut up, Roger. Anybody?" And then I did it, and I've been doing it. And when I say successful, it doesn't mean I make a lot of money, but I have successfully ran my business on a global scale on my own for 5 years now. I worked for someone else before that, but for 5 years, I've been doing this. And my dad has seen me afford a lifestyle that I've never been able to afford before. I've been able to provide in a way I've never been able to provide before. And the other day, I get on the phone with my dad, and he says, "Rodrigo, you still telling people about their signs and the stars and the sun and the moon and stuff?" And I said, "Yes, sir." And he said, "Oh, that's good, son. I ain't mad at you. You made a believer out of me." He said, "I ain't mad at you." He said, "I'm thinking about starting me a YouTube channel. Would I just go on? What do I got to do? Just go on there and talk?" And I said, "Well, Dad, I don't make that much off YouTube a month, especially the way it's been lately." I said, "I just need to. You need to find what your niche is. You can make money off YouTube, but it's going to take a lot to get that going. For me, I make money off my business because being the content creator pulls in some of the clients that I can then offer my services to." I said, "For me, there's a method to my madness. They go hand in hand." What is that? Oh, but they go hand in hand. And so that's just saying this to say that stubborn mindset has changed because he's seen it and he's having to look at it differently. You know, with Uranus sextile to Neptune, you know, because of the culture and us living in such a copycat culture, this makes you start to reassess your values because of what's culturally acceptable. But you also can get condemned because of what's culturally acceptable and you being somebody who doesn't agree with that. And that's not fair in its own right, but it's what it is. And so this right here is where the culture is incredibly influential over people's value systems and what people see as valuable. But on the reverse effect of that, money is what drives the culture always. You know, spirituality is not a fad because people are learning so much about themselves and they're more spiritual than ever. Spirituality is a fad because people are making money off of it, claiming to be titles of stuff. And so you're claiming to be this and you're claiming to be that and you are claiming this gift. And some people are gifted, but other people have mental illness. And there is a fine line between the two. And so you end up seeing these situations where what people are making money off of influences what's culturally acceptable. But it's also the culture that drives and designates the value of things. very interesting dynamic. And then when you see Uranus trine to Pluto, this is where frustrations with the powers that be, with responsibilities, with the harshness of life, this is where this actually influences your values naturally. And this is also where it's ultimately really hard for people to keep calm because they're so stressed. And so, because of the economy, it really makes us frustrated with the powers that be. And you can look at all types of things here in the United States and say, oh, this is what caused the issues with the economy, or this is what caused the issues with the economy. And depending on which political party that you favor, you're going to make different blames and different designations for that. Depending on the area that you live in, you're going to make different designations to that. Depending on what your family talked about when you were growing up, you're going to make different designations to that. Depending on the people that you have aligned yourself with and what they believe, their projections influence that. And then when you look at Neptune being sextile to Pluto, and this being Pluto in Capricorn and Neptune in Pisces, this is just where people really start to get depressed about the situation. People feel like the situation is a lot worse than what it is, and they get a really pessimistic perspective. And when they develop a pessimistic perspective, people start to make decisions out of desperation. You feel desperate. See, an idealization is not always where you're putting on the rose-colored glasses and it looks better than what it is. Sometimes people become disenchanted with situations and they look at stuff as being worse than what it actually is. And all they can see is the worst of everything. And when they get caught up in seeing the worst of everything, life tends to take on a very negative tone. And there's people that get like that, people that are jaded. One thing didn't turn out to their favor, so now they have developed negative expectations. And so nothing is ever enough. Nothing is ever good enough. They can never see the good that's coming from it because all they are concerned with is how they are going to be victimized by whatever situation comes about. And so with this right here, this is just where people become disenchanted with everything. And people start to look at situations as being worse than what they really are, and then they start to make decisions out of a desperate mindset that's unnecessary because the situation is not as desperate as it ever was or as what you think it is, no matter what. To be honest with y'all, when you really think about it, and you think about it over the last, whoever is the president of the United States for the next 4 years is not going to have as big as an effect as you think it is, other than your opinion. Like, this is the truth. It's going to have an effect, but it's not going to have it. There could be a war, but that's probably going to happen anyway. But whoever is the president of the United States is not as important as you think it is. Some people are going to live the same regardless of who's president. Matter of fact, 70% of people are going to have the exact same lifestyle as they did 4 years from now in 4 years. Like, that's the truth. And a lot of the stuff that's happening is just stuff that happens. We start to think things are unprecedented when this is just a rerun. This shit isn't unprecedented. It's all went down like this before. So yeah, it is what it is, cuz. Hold up. I gotta send this text real fast, my bad. Can't call her because I'll get cussed out. And really, I can't call anyway because my son lost his phone. And then my other son broke his phone. So we were paying like $300 for a family plan when 2 of the devices are not working. And so she called and switched the plan and fucked the plan up. So now we have to wait till tomorrow for our phones to be working correctly because they fucked our whole plan up. And because our price changed because I don't know, she didn't explain it correctly, but basically phone fucked up. So if I don't know if you walk in cat house, you try to text me, you can't text me for at least a day or 2. Shit is fucked up. We're switching companies and we just haven't had a chance to go. She hasn't had a chance to go do her part, and I don't go anywhere without her. And so I have to wait till she has some time separate from work, either tonight or tomorrow, and then we'll go get this shit fixed. So anybody messaging me, I know some of y'all have my personal number and y'all be messaging me. You won't be able to get at me unless you get me in my email or in my DMs on social media. You won't be able to text message me or call me for a day or 2. But yeah. Back to what I was saying. Neptune sextile to Pluto. It's just like things are frustrated. People are seeing it as worse than it is. But this is also what you need for real change. Like, this is the type of desperate thing that makes people have to make a change. You know, when they say desperate times call for desperate measures, this is what happens. But sometimes moving out of desperation is not even necessary. You just need to be methodical in your approach. But Pluto is direct, and Pluto will go back into Aquarius in just a little bit less than a month. I think Pluto goes back into Aquarius on the 19th of November. And so in just a little less than a month, Pluto is going to shift back into Aquarius, and it's going to stay there for 20 years. And there's the revolution. There's the beginning of things really starting to progress differently. It's a tremendous change of pace and mindset. But right here, this is the type of frustration that builds up to that. All right? This is the type of shit that makes people say, hey, you know what? Desperate times call for desperate measures. This is what we got to do. We have to take the radical approach. Are you willing to take the radical approach? Hold on. What's up, divinely guided goddess Reese? What's up, baby? Oh, the music ain't even been on. I've been talking. Hell no, that one sounds evil, beats. Beats by Bless.
This is crazy.
Oh. That bitch has a vibe to it. When's your birthday, Tina? Your birthday ain't till next month. November 19th. It ain't Tina's birthday. And I remember who told me happy birthday. Now I'm gonna be petty. I remember how many of y'all told me happy birthday. So if I see you telling other people happy birthday and you didn't tell me happy birthday, yeah, you already know. You already know. I don't know if I remember you telling me happy birthday. Tell me right now, even though if it's somebody else's birthday, tell me my birthday. No, don't do. Hey, I used to be like that though, for real. My moon is in the 5th house. On my sister's birthday, I'll throw a goddamn fit so motherfucking fast. Even though it's my little sister's birthday, I'll fuck her whole fucking birthday up. Bitch, you don't get no fucking birthday. That's how I did. Bitch, you don't get no fucking birthday. I'll fuck your birthday up. I fuck my sister's birthday up. I make sure I got a present on her birthday. Motherfucker, you gonna get me something. If you just, I ain't gonna sit here and watch her open up these presents. I'll break all, I'll break all this shit. Tina is a Scorpio. Tina is not no Libra. Stop telling her happy birthday. It's not her birthday. Today is not Tina's birthday. Stop telling her fucking happy birthday. God damn. It's not Tina's birthday today. Like, y'all, like... Tina is a Scorpio. Exactly. I just told y'all her birthday was November 19th. Y'all, happy birthday, Tina. Happy birthday, Tina. Motherfucker, don't be telling people happy birthday. Because I don't think Beats done gave me all these beats, but Beats, you already on thin ice today. Yeah. Asaya. You ready for your next reading, Asaya? Are you ready for your next session? So we can go all the way in and we can talk about all your shit. Get your bread together, get at me. We need it. It's about time you got you another session. You can't message me. I can message you from my other, I have another number, but you know, it's my emergency number. It's the bat phone. It's the bat phone. It's the bat phone. But yeah, you need to go ahead and schedule you another consultation session. Yeah, we need that. So we can talk about these niggas. Yeah, I know you. We can talk about these niggas. Because I know you ain't been acting right. Scorpio's weird than a motherfucker. Y'all know them Scorpios weird than a motherfucker, y'all. Because Scorpios be wanting motherfuckers, but don't be wanting motherfuckers. And be obsessed with them, but also don't trust them. Like, what the fuck? Like, where if you don't get your crazy ass back? These motherfucking Scorpios are trip. Tina Claire Marie over there looking at her man like he ain't shit. That was Tina Tina Claire Marie over there looking at her man like he ain't shit. Lord forbid she get drunk. She is. Tina gonna get drunk, go in there and tell her one day, you're not Roderick. You go in there and you go in there and tell him the vibe is not right, Ethan. the the, the the vibes are just off, and everything is vibration. You got to tell his funky ass the vibe is off, bitch. Yeah, you ain't the right vibe, Ethan. Yeah. You know she a Scorpio. Scorpios will get real freaky real fast. I want my kidneys touched. Yeah. The problem with Scorpios is as long as they're not exposed to freakier stuff, they're fine. But the more freaky they get exposed to shit, the more they're gonna keep pushing the envelope. They'll start getting freakier and freakier and freakier, and then that shit gets out of control. Like, hey, you gotta look at them and say, hey, you fucking out of control. Like I told you I wasn't gonna play about it, but for real, like Diddy, out of control. Diddy, out of control. That's what Scorpios say until somebody opens them up. Asaya said, I'm closing my legs in this season of your life. But yeah. You're out of control. Scorpios get too fucking freaky. And then once they do, all fucking decency is lost. Like, are you fucking serious? And they don't trust nobody because they know they fucked up. Scorpios don't trust nobody because they know they got ulterior motives and they sneaky than a motherfucker. Yeah. Like a side on some freak shit. You ain't gonna never let go. Scorpios do find Jesus at some point. Look at Tina. Nah, what, Tina? Scorpios do find Jesus at some point. A lot of them, like, literally find Jesus. I'm playing, but a lot of them, like, literally go back to religion at some point. Scorpios end up in a spiritual... They usually end up in a spiritual journey. But at first, they go through some real fucking freaky shit. Tina Claire Marie waiting for... She waiting for a nigga to come through and unlock that freak. Unlock it. Yeah, life's been hard. You're vibrating now. You ready for somebody to come through and unlock it? Go look at him again. Go in there and look at that man again. And just look, pull up your photo album now and take a look at him and just realize he ain't shit. Throw your shoes at him next time you see him. That's what they did to Bush, to George Bush. When you see him, just throw some shoes at his funky ass bitch. He ain't harder than me. But that's what they want to do. See, that's what you see how that answer is. See, that's a Scorpio answer, but he's hot because you just want to fuck him. You don't even care. You don't care that you don't trust him. You don't care that you don't like him. None of that shit. No, the Scorpios care about that dick game. Toxic motherfucker. That dick and how they look. Aries cares about how they look too. But that's Scorpio. They worry about that motherfucker, how it feels. You crazy. What's up, David Toto? David Toto. We got 13 minutes, y'all. Then we gotta go. 13 minutes. And then I'll be back on Wednesday with something priceless to get your hump day jumping. We just had a little quick discussion today. I went through the transits. We're in a 3 vibration numerologically today. So, you know, conversation, communication, sociability, but that can be messy. Look, the sun is at 29 degrees of Libra. The moon is now about to shift into Cancer, but this shit can be messy. People in their feelings, people just being so worried about other people. It can be creative, it can be communicative, it can be sociable, it can be fun, it can be interesting, but this shit can be messy than a motherfucker. Alright? You gotta be more careful. Double A asking, answer the fucking question, Rod. Shit. You said Capricorn North Node in the 9th, Capricorn North Node in the 12th. The 12th and the 9th are 2 completely different houses. The 12th is about finding something inside of yourself. The 9th is about learning, you know, through experiences, maturing through the experiences that you went through. The 12th is, in the North Node in the 12th is about, you know, finding purpose for you inside of yourself. But I mean, there's other stuff too. I mean, the 12th involves everything. I don't know. The 12th is one of those houses where I could talk for hours about the 12th house. But in the 9th, you know, it's about finding purpose, but it's about experience and developing wisdom through experiences and, you know, realizing that it's about the journey. And I'll say Capricorn North Node in the 12th is more about disciplining yourself, learning to control yourself. Oh, you saying compatibility between the two? From the North Nodes? I think that'd be all right. I would never look at compatibility for the North Nodes though, but when one is, you know, looking for something in the world, and the other person is looking for something in themselves. That's what I'd say about that. Both spiritual journeys. One is gathering experiences and developing wisdom. The other one is maturing from the inside out. Watkins Cat House, you said, where do you see second marriages? I told you I believe it's all in the seventh house for me. There's going to be different astrologers that say different stuff, but all of my marriages have been in the seventh house. And I've had three of them. Really? But I've had a lot of them. And they were all seventh house. Marriage period is the seventh house. In Vedic, there might be a different principle. Not healthy for you. You're an Aquarius, it might be all right. I mean, a Sagittarius might be all right, but you two, the way you trip, Sagittarius got too much pimp in them. Sagittarius sounds good, technically, but I don't know if you could handle a Sagittarius because I know you I know you well enough. I don't know you personally, but I know you well enough. I know enough about you to tell you that you couldn't handle no player like a Sagittarius. Sagittarius have some player in them that's just natural. It's just natural. And that doesn't mean they're gonna do you dirty. It just means Sagittarius, they'll have you in your feelings too much. Majani, you can marry the sign in your seventh house, but for women, you marry your Jupiter. You're gonna marry somebody who's associated with your Jupiter sign. A lot of times, your husband's moon sign could be your Jupiter sign, or there's just something similar to your Jupiter that would represent your husband. What's my insight on Aries in the 12th house? Check your attitude. Your fucking attitude. Sometimes it seems like you got a chip on your shoulder. And if you do, I'm going to put you in the over-the-shoulder shoulder holder. You said men marry their Juno or Venus. They can. But anybody marries their seventh house. The seventh house is marriage. Seventh house is going to be the best thing for you as far as partnerships. So whatever signs or placements are in your seventh house, that's where I would look. Look at your seventh house. All of my serious relationships have occurred in my seventh house. Beats by Bless Zone Out Music says, his is Virgo. Oh, you need somebody to take care of your ass. Be real with you. You're delusional. So you need somebody that's going to be real with you and take care of you. Somebody that'll reel your motherfucking creative ass in from La La Land. Motherfucker, snap back to reality. We got bills to pay. That's what they want. Tina Claire Marie, I'm in your seventh. I'm in your motherfucking seventh. Go in there and look at that man and say, you're not even in my fucking seventh house, Ethan. Go up there and tell him, look him straight in his eye. Say, I'm not cooking shit. You're not even in my seventh fucking house, Ethan. My vibration is high. How am I going? I'm the one giving you the knowledge. How am I going to bring your vibration down? That's on you. I'm bringing your vibration up. I'm trying to help you evolve. Take you to the next level. And take you to the another level. Hey man, y'all should have hit that super chat today. I needed that. Y'all let me down today. I ain't gonna lie to you. I needed them super chats. I need these super chats. In order for me to keep coming live on YouTube, I gotta be here for. I can't just do it like that. So y'all should thank you, Tina, for hitting it. But I'm being real with y'all. Y'all should have hit that super chat today. The seventh house could be just about anything, but you're gonna look for somebody who has strong placements in your seventh house. Tawny. I wouldn't look for anything specifically. I mean, it would be more prominent when it's the sun, moon, or rising, but it could be anything. Your husband's seventh house is Sagittarius. You have Mercury and Sagittarius in the first house. Is that you have Mercury and Sagittarius? Hell no. Hell no. You don't have Mercury and Sagittarius. Heather Nielsen says she has Venus in the seventh house, and you're not exactly a fan of it. I am. You be making them fall in love. And you're a relationship person. You're a marriage person. You do great within your relationships. That doesn't mean that doesn't mean what you're gonna marry. That means that's where the marriage is. It's just, you can marry anything, anybody. But you see how it didn't work out. You see how it didn't work out though. Do you see how it didn't work out though? Because he wasn't your seventh house though. Do you see how it didn't work out? You can marry anybody. You can do anything. But do you see how it ended up? Now I have Libra rising, so Aries is my seventh house, so it always ends up like that. Unless I end up with an Aries, and I always end up with an Aries. But yeah, I had to change. When I changed, it changed. All right, y'all, I gotta go. I appreciate everybody's love and support. Y'all should have hit the Cash App, or I mean, not the Cash App, the Super Sticker, the Super Thanks, the Super Chat. You didn't hurt my fucking feelings. I'll probably be back on Wednesday. We can try again then. I appreciate all your love and support. If you're interested in any astrological readings, you need to get at me immediately in my email, not in these comments. That's mr.turner1300@gmail.com. That's MR period TURNER 1300@gmail.com. That's for natal chart readings. That's for Pluto through Aquarius transit journey readings. That's for synastry readings, solar return readings, numerology readings, and that's both in audio recording form or a phone call or even a Zoom session where we're face to face. We can't touch each other, but we can see each other and say, "Hey, how you doing?" And there's also buck naked astrology. No, we ain't got no buck naked astrology. But no, for real though, we have hour-long blocks of consultations where we can get on the phone and talk about whatever fuck you want to talk about, astrologically or numerologically or anything. And I also am taking on one more apprentice. That's 11 courses, not 11 weeks, 11 courses, to where I'm going to teach you just everything I know as far as reading charts, and then you can develop your own understanding as we read together. I also am offering the PrIcElEs package, which is either monthly or quarterly packages where we talk 4 times out of the month or once every week for an hour, whether through Zoom or on the phone, and we go over all of your changes for that week. We look at everything that could be coming up for you that week, and we just help you get through that. All right. It's about living in accordance with energetic compliance. But yeah, get at me. I love y'all.